Welcome to Too Easy to Learn. Today topic is simple interest. We will discuss concepts and also exam questions. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to describe interest and simple interest. Write formula of simple interest, and they will be able to apply simple interest formula to solve exam question. Let's start our lesson. What is interest? Interest is the amount earned on money that is deposited or invested, and that is also borrowed. So when we deposit money in a bank or we borrowed money from a bank, we have to pay or we get some extra money. In the case of deposit, we get profit on that money, and that extra profit, extra money is called interest. And if you borrowed money, we get loan from any institution, we have to pay some extra money, and that extra money is called interest. Simple interest. Simple interest is calculated on fixed principal amount. The principal amount is the deposited amount or borrowed amount, the actual amount which is deposited or which is borrowed, and it remains fixed for the whole time period. The formula of simple interest is I is equal to PRT over 100. The P is the principal amount, which is the actual amount which is deposited or borrowed. R is interest rate. T is time, usually it in years. And A is total amount at the end of that time period. So A is based on principal amount, which is the actual amount, plus interest, and I, which is profit. Let's do some exam question and apply this simple interest formula. Question number 1. Find the simple interest on $200 for 4 years at 2% per year. So we will find the different values from this statement. So P is the principal amount, it is $200. R is interest rate, 2%. T is the time period for which the amount is invested, and it is 4 years. And we have to calculate I, which is the profit, and we call it the interest. In the question, it is mentioned it is the simple interest. So we will write the formula of simple interest. So I is equal to PRT over 100. Plug in these values in this formula. So I is equal to P is 200, R is 2, and T is 4 divided by 100. Simplify this expression, we will get $16. So at the end of 4 years, we will get $16 extra amount on $200. Question number 2. Sarah invests $240 in an account that pays 3% per year simple interest. It is very important. We have to use the formula of simple interest because it is mentioned in question. She leaves the money in account for 5 years. So T is 5 years. Work out how much money Sarah has at the end of 5 years. So we have to calculate the total amount at the end of 5 years. So P is equal to 240, which is the principal amount, actual amount. R is 3% as it is given in question. T is 5 years. It is mentioned in question the amount is deposited for 5 years. And we have to calculate A. A is the total amount, and A is equal to P plus I. Mean that we have to add these two amounts to calculate A. The P is given, the principal amount is 240. So we have to calculate I, which is called interest. So apply the simple interest formula. I is equal to PRT over 100. So plug in values, these values in this formula. P is 240, R is 3, and T is 5 years divided by 500. Simplify this, we will get 36. So I is equal to $36. So we have to calculate A, means at the end of the 5 years, the total amount. So P is 240 and interest is 36. So total amount at the end of 5 years is $276. Question number 3. Students, I will suggest pause video and try to solve this question by yourself and check your answer. If you find any problem, you can get your problem clear from this solution. So pause it and try to solve it. Okay, let's solve this question. Anna invest $150. It's mean its principal amount, P is 150, in an account that pays simple interest. The formula is related to simple interest. We will apply the formula of simple interest. She's leave the money in the account for 4 years. It's mean T is 4. At the end of 4 years, she has $162. So she has in the bank $162 total amount and the time is 4. Work out the rate of simple interest paid per year. So we have to calculate R. So simple interest formula, I is equal to PRT over 100. We know the value of P, we know the value of time, and we have to calculate R. So we must know the value of simple interest I. So first we'll calculate the value of I. So A is equal to P plus I. Value of A is given, it is $162, and value of P, which is principal amount, is also given $150. Plug in these value in this expression. 162 is equal to 150 plus I. So shift 150 to the left hand side. So 162 minus 150. So I is equal to $12. It's mean the simple interest is $12. Plug in this value in this formula. So in the place of I, write 12, value of P 150, R we have to calculate, T is 4 years divided by 100. And I simplify this to get this value of R. So do cross multiplication. So 12 multiplied by 100 is equal to 150 multiplied by 4, it is equal to 600. So shift this 600 to the left side, it will multiply here, so it will be dividing on the left side. So R is equal to 12 times 100 divided by 600. Simplify this expression, you will get 2%. So Anna will be paid 2% per year. Again, I will suggest pause this video and solve this question. Let's solve this question now. Mira invests some money at a rate of 2% per year. So investment mean P and 2% mean R. Simple interest. So we have to apply the formula of simple interest. How many years mean that we have to calculate time. Does it take for her investment to double in value? So solve it carefully. It is a little tricky question. Let's get the values. P is the investment and we don't know how much the investment is. In previous question, the value of investment were given, but in this question, value of investment is not given. R is 2%. T, we have to calculate the time period after which the principal amount should be doubled. So simple interest formula, I is equal to PRT over 100. So we don't know the value of I. We know the value of R. We have to calculate the T. So First, we need to calculate the value of I. As we know that the total amount is P plus I, A is equal to P plus I. So after T years, the total amount should be doubled, mean that A should be 2P. So we can replace this A by this 2P. We can plug in the value of A in this expression. So A, in the place of A, we can write 2P is equal to P plus I. Shift this P to the left side. So 2P minus P is equal to I, and P is equal to I. So value of I is P now. Substitute this value of I in this formula. So in the place of I, which is interest, we can the principal amount, which is P. So value of PV, this is a P, R is 2 time we have to calculate. Now we simplify this expression to calculate T. Do cross multiplication. 100 will be multiplied by P. So P times 100 is equal to 2 times P times T. So shift this 2P to the left side. So time is equal to P times 100 divided by 2 divided by P. P will be cancelled by this P, and 2 will cancel 100, and we will get T is equal to 50 years. It means that after 50 years, the amount become double. Question number 5. 6. Kamal invested some money in a saving account for 5 years. This account paid 2.1% per year. So 5 years mean time is 5, R is 2.1, simple interest. This is the formula. We will apply simple interest formula. It is mentioned in question. After the end of 5 years, there was $828.75. It's the total amount at the end of 5 years. It means this is A in the account. Calculate the amount of money he invested. It means we have to calculate value of P. So T is 5 years as mentioned in question. R is 2.1. This is also mentioned in question. A is $828.75, which is given in question. We have to calculate the principal amount P. So we will apply the simple interest formula. I is equal to PRT over 100. So first we need to calculate I. So A is 828.75 is equal to P plus I. We will shift P to the left side. So I is equal to 828.75 minus P. Plug in this value of I in this formula. Mean that in the place of I, we will write 828.75 negative P. So it is written in the place of I. So P we have to calculate. R is 2.1 and T is 5 divided by 100. Simplify this expression to get the value of P. So if we simplify right hand side, 2.1 times 5 divided by 100, we will get 0.105 P. Shift this negative P to the right side, it will become positive. So 828.75 is equal to P plus 0.105P. Add both P's, we will get 1.105P, and it is equal to 828.75. Now divide this figure by this 1.105, and the P is equal to $750. Students, you must learn, memorize simple interest formula. You must learn it by heart. Thanks for watching this video lesson. See you in next lesson.